What do you believe in the most? Is it always telling people the truth even though it hurts them? Is it your friends? Yourself? Or do you believe in the fact that dino nuggets are the greatest comfort food of all time? Colors Flying High is a song I find myself thinking about constantly, not only because it's catchy, but the lyrics have so much richness that I find myself empowered by. I decided to take a closer examination of the lyrics in Colors Flying High, and I found a really cool hidden message about life and the game's story deep in the layers of the song. That message will become clear soon. Spoilers ahead. For starters, I found that each stanza referred to one of three main themes throughout the song, those themes being, we're all different, be the best at what you do, and the most important one in my opinion, be true to yourself. Let's explore these themes by looking at the lyrics, starting with we're all different. Take the opening stanzas throughout the song. Your flag, your alibi, can you hide behind, claiming might is right? What's your aesthetics ethics? It's not like mine, not identical. Different flags represent different nations, sure, but what they really represent are the social norms and cultural practices of a group of people. It then asks if you can stand before the flag you represent, giving the implication that there are many different cultures out there to abide by. Sort of a what's your flag question. The second stanza, which holds the same position as the first, goes more literal, saying, you and I believe different things. And who could forget the punchline in the chorus? So choose a color to live by, your goal, your faith, your virtue. The variation in the line later also builds on the punchline, saying, as hero, liege, or sinner. The song invites you to pick your flag, to pick your morals, to pick your color. What I find fascinating is that the song uses the image of colors specifically to deliver the message that we're all different. It can be connected to race, but I personally like the idea that even the colors you wear in your clothing affect your behaviors, especially since they list colors like green or blue, red or white, then pink or pale, black is night, and there ain't green people yet. This is why the image of colors was chosen, because colors are everywhere. When you think of blue, you think of cool, calm, collected, water, ocean, skies, while the color red is about passion, boldness, fierceness, and fire, etc. Let's play a quick game. Name the colors of the following characters. How many did you get? I bet all of them, because Persona does such a good job associating the characters with certain colors based on their personalities. The next theme is be true to yourself. Let's take a look at the following lyrics. Staying true to your own convictions in this haze is harder to do than say. You'll know that if you stay true, which acts as a bridge from the punchline to the wind down in the chorus, and so choose your colors true and bright. The first stanza is early in the song and warns us that sticking to your guns, to one ideology in such a complex world is much easier said than done, especially since there are endings in Royal where even the fan of these can give in to Dr. Maruki's reality. Let's be completely honest with ourselves. While Maruki's reality isn't great for us in the long run because it stunts our growth, who the heck hasn't had a time in their life where things became so hard and so overwhelming that they wish to live in Maruki's fantasy even just for a little bit? While what Dr. Maruki did in the endgame is incorrect to a large portion of rationally minded people, it's a little dicey to say he was objectively wrong in his endeavors, especially since he himself said he gave up everything to see his goal through, which leads us into the third theme, be the best at what you do. Take a look at these lyrics. Raise your fists to the sky, while below your boots common men die. Give it all. Be the best cause nothing less will do. For starters, I want to point out that the line, give it all, be the best cause nothing less will do, is a nod to every single character in Persona 5. Akechi wants to be better than Joker, the Yoshizawa twins want to be world champions in gymnastics, Dr. Maruki doesn't necessarily want to be the best at something, but he has to do his best to achieve his goal. This can be seen in the Rank A Confidant event when Maruki takes Joker to a buffet. They run into Shibusawa, an old friend and colleague of Maruki's, who's like, you're still working on that research paper? Man, you're so stubborn. Shibusawa follows up with, I just got engaged, I'm happily living my life, things are good because I'm taking it easy, man. And Maruki tries to hide the fact that he's sad about his ex who's in the hospital. Instead of spending time with her, he devotes all his time to his research, which makes it clear he's unsatisfied with his and her position in their lives. Hence, he needs to do his best for his research to stand a chance in pursuing his goals, to get rid of suffering, to make sure Rumi and everyone else is happy. He needs to do his best because he's going up up against the fan of these who already are the best given that the player makes the right choices. But what makes the fan of these actually the best? Aside from conquering all their obstacles, here's the hidden meaning I found in these lyrics. Consider these lines. You can't fail with your colors flying high, and if you must go down with colors flying high, you know you're still a winner. These lines are fascinating for the fact that they're simply true and absolute in the story and can be applied to our own lives. Think about the 3 themes we just went over. Choose your color, be the best at what you do, and be yourself. Every character in Persona 5 who followed these 3 themes as rules were winners, and those who didn't were failures. Messiah, Shishido, and pretty much all the villains in the game. Shido is the pinnacle of having power, goals, and convictions from the villains, but he and the others lost because they had distorted desires. They weren't being true to themselves, which the song says one needs to do. Shido knew he was an asshole and didn't care, but he was charismatic to the public, and despite outwardly wanting to make Japan a better place, deep down he probably only cared about himself and the ones who revered him. His goals did not come from a genuine place, which is why the fan of these were able to defeat him. On the flip side of that, all the main characters are winners in this game, but I'm going to talk about the important ones. First, Joker. He stood up for a woman, which got him labeled as a criminal in society, but he stuck with that decision and owned it, which allowed him to become a phantom thief and take Shido down. Akechi once said, "Your deft handling of your unfortunate circumstances. This irritates me." In short, Joker's color is to help others. Joker was really adept at being a leader too. But most importantly, he stuck with his criminal label and even embraced jail time to do right by society according to his beliefs. As a result, he had his happy ending. The fan of thieves inside Nijima bailed him out, and he lived the life of a charismatic hero after. Next, Akechi. What? But didn't Akechi do bad things? Didn't Akechi die for a moment? Isn't Joker still better than him? How is he a winner? Recall this lyric from Colors Flying High, as hero, liege, or sinner. The song doesn't discriminate what kind of person you are, and if we ask ourselves, does Akechi follow the themes of the song? This is how. Akechi chooses his color, the color of a scummy murderer who wants to make his father pay. He's an extremely talented dual persona wielder who is also one of the strongest party members, hence he's being the best. And finally, he's being himself. But wait a minute, didn't he deceive the fan of these? How is he being himself? There's 2 schools of thought with this question. 1. In the vanilla version, you're technically right. He wasn't being himself, so he died and never came back. He actually did lose. 2. It's worth considering that Akechi didn't delude himself into thinking he was a hero or a good person. It's clear from his confrontation with the fan of these he relished fighting against them, and even when he died, the fan of these showed care for him. He went out on his terms. Said terms became more powerful and royal too. He knowingly fought against Maruki's reality, claiming he refused to be a puppet and didn't want pity after everything he did. Despite knowing he'd die, he goes through with rebelling, and he's rewarded with life in the end. Akechi is a Giga Chad winner, trust me. And finally, Dr. Maruki. You know why it's painful when Dr. Maruki yells, "I gave up everything!" Because he followed all 3 theme rules. He chose his color, saving the world from the very idea of pain. He even said, "My stance won't change," meaning he sincerely believed in his mission, and he did his best to make his research work. We saw it come to fruition in the 3rd semester after all. So why didn't he defeat the fan of these? It's simply because he couldn't. So the new question has to be, did he really lose? The answer is absolutely not. Recall one more line. If you must go down with colors flying high, you know you're still a winner. So how did he win if he couldn't defeat the fan of thieves? It's because he had to fail to see the flaws in his own ways, and this is why he became a taxi driver in the end. He started to take people where they wanted to go instead of where he thought they should go. He left his research, the very thing that kept him from living his life for so long, in exchange for a down-to-earth job where he can meet passengers and talk to them casually. He's finally free of his own despair and self-pity. Maruki fought for his goals to the bitter end from a genuine place, following the themes of Colors Flying High. And think about it, don't we all love Dr. Maruki as a character? I've read so many comments online that state something along the lines of, "I didn't want to fight Maruki anymore." And who would? He means well. And we all love Akechi despite what a trash bag he is, because he's being himself. Pick your morals. Have ethical standards for yourself. Stick with them. Thanks for watching.